Okay, imagine this. What if you could just instantly heal? Any injury, gone. Sickness, poof, never happened. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something pretty cool that does just that. The Horse Talisman from Jackie Chan Adventures.
Exactly. You were asking about how different fictional worlds handle healing, and, well, this talisman is a really potent example. Super interesting case study.
Yeah, definitely.
So our mission today is to explore its origins and, maybe more importantly, figure out the real extent of its powers. What can it actually do?
And we're basing this all on the Jackie Chan Adventures wiki, right? Which is usually pretty comprehensive.
That's the plan. It's got a ton of detail.
All right, so origins. Where did this incredibly powerful thing even come from? Let's start there.
Okay, so the origin story, it's tied directly to Liu Bei turning Shendu into that stone statue. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, big moment.
Right. So in that transformation, Shendu's powers got scattered, and his healing ability specifically, that separated out.
It just split off.
Yep. It coalesced and took physical form as the Horse Talisman.
Wow, so it's like concentrated healing juice that used to belong to this big bad demon. That's kind of wild.
It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? Pure healing power, basically ripped from its original source.
So what happened then? Did Liu Bei just stick it in his pocket?
Not quite. The wiki says it got scattered like the other powers, lost to the world for a long time.
Scattered where?
Eventually, it turned up in a monastery, way up in the Himalayas.
Ah, the classic hidden monastery trope.
Exactly. Talk about being well hidden. It stayed there until, it was rediscovered much later in the series.
Right, okay, so the fun part, the powers. We know it heals, but how? What does that actually look like in the show?
Its core power, no surprise, is healing and regeneration. Pretty straightforward there.
Instantaneous, you said?
Yeah, the wiki is clear on that. Instantaneous healing of injuries, curing of sicknesses, for whoever has it.
Okay, but how does it work? Do you just hold it and feel better?
It's actually a bit more specific usually. It often seems to trigger when it's exposed to the actual ailment.
Exposed. Like if you have a cold, you sneeze near it.
That's almost exactly the example the wiki gives. Jackie gets poisoned, and Jade sneezes on the talisman.
Seriously. She sneezed on it.
Yep. And that activated the power, cured Jackie. It sounds funny, but it really shows that direct interaction is sometimes needed.
Huh. That's strangely specific. So, okay, it's powerful, but it can't be foolproof, right? There have to be limits.
Oh, definitely. And the limits are quite revealing about how magic works in this universe. The wiki points out it cannot undo a chi spell.
A chi spell? Like magic?
Exactly. The big example is Daylon Wong turning Valmont into a kid.
Right, I remember that. Little Velmont.
Yeah. The talisman couldn't change him back because, well, technically there wasn't anything physically wrong with him. He was magically transformed, enchanted.
Ah, I see. So the talisman fixes physical problems, broken bones, poison, sickness, but not like magical curses or transformations.
Precisely. It operates on the physical level, not the mystical enchantment level, you could say.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But didn't you mention something else? Not just healing people?
Good catch. Yes, its restorative power isn't limited to living things. It can also repair inanimate objects.
Really? Like what? A broken vase?
Well, yeah, probably. But the examples given are a bit bigger, like instantly repairing a broken statue and even fixing a sinking cruise ship.
Wait, a cruise ship, a whole sinking ship.
That's what the wiki says. It implies the talisman can basically reverse massive physical damage, whether it's on a person or an object.
That's huge. That goes way beyond just healing a cut. It's like a universal repair tool.
It suggests a really fundamental power of restoration, doesn't it? Setting things back to how they were before the damage.
Yeah, it really does. And you mentioned combining talismans. Does the horse talisman get like a boost with others?
It does, specifically when combined with the dog talisman.
Ah, the immortality one. Makes sense. What happens then?
Well, think about it. You've got immortality from the dog and instant healing from the horse.
So, you can't die? And you can't even really get hurt because you heal instantly.
Pretty much. The wiki describes the combination as making the user practically invincible. Immune to damage, immune to disease. A really tough combo to beat.
Invincible. Wow. Okay, so given how useful this thing is, I assume it popped up fairly often in the show?
Oh, yeah. The wiki lists quite a few appearances. It's prominent in Season 1.
Which episodes?
Let's see, Project A for Astral, that's the flashback showing the origin, then The Rock, The Tiger and the Pussycat, and importantly, the big finale, Day of the Dragon.
Ah, yeah, I can see how instant healing would be crucial there.
Absolutely pivotal. And it shows up again later in Season 5, Episode 13. So yeah, it's not just a one-off gadget, it plays a significant role.
Definitely a key item then. Now, I remember reading something, a little trivia bit about Delon Wong. What was his take on the talisman?
Right, the Dark Wizard. He apparently believed the Horse Talisman could make him invincible on its own.
Just the horse, without the dog.
Seems so. But the wiki adds an interesting note. There's uncertainty about whether the talisman can actually bring someone back from the dead.
Oh.
So the implication is that Wong probably meant invincible in the sense of surviving any possible injury. Instant healing prevents death, effectively.
Ah, okay, so it's not resurrection, it's more like extreme damage prevention. You heal so fast you can't die from injury.
That seems to be the distinction, yes. Surviving anything versus reversing death itself. A subtle but important difference.
Gotcha, that clarifies things. Okay, so let's recap this deep dive.
Sounds good.
We've got the Horse Talisman, born from Shendu's power when Lo Pei petrified him.
Right. Hidden in the Himalayas.
Its main gig is instant healing of injuries and sickness, triggered by exposure.
Uh-huh. But it draws the line at shy spells or magical transformations.
And it's not just for people, it can fix objects too. Even massive ones like cruise ships.
Which is pretty amazing.
Plus, combine it with the dog talisman.
And you get practical invincibility, near impossible to harm.
Perfect. That really covers the key points from the wiki. It's been great digging into the specifics, especially since you wanted to compare fictional healing systems. This one's got some unique rules.
Absolutely. The activation trigger, the inanimate object repair. It sets it apart. It gives that universe its own distinct flavor of magic.
Definitely. So here's something to chew on as we wrap up. This idea of healing inanimate objects. Even though it's fantasy, think about the implications. A power that can perfectly restore anything that's broken or damaged. What would that even mean?
Yeah, I mean, forget fixing a scratch on your car.
Yeah.
You could rebuild cities, maybe. Restore ancient artifacts perfectly.
Exactly. Could it change how we even think about broken versus fixed? It's a wild thought, even if it's just from a cartoon. Makes you wonder about restoration itself, doesn't it?
It really does. A lot to think about there.